Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back. This is your favorite boxing coach, Coach Ahmed with Shreem's Academy. Today, I have drills on the speed bag video instructions for you, right? It's not really an instructions, it's more an inspiration. Assuming that you already know the tricks, I'm gonna be demonstrating here. But if you don't, I'm gonna put links in the description below for all the tricks that I'm gonna be showing today. If you're not familiar with some of these tricks or you're not really good with them, you can always click the links and brush up on your skills. But I'm going to be using 5 different tricks. One of them is kind of similar to another, but we'll break him down as we go. All right, so without further ado, let's get going. I always like to start with just a simple hand curl on the right side. I'm a righty, so I start with the right hand curls, attacking the bag downward, right? Base, slow base. I like to switch every maybe 8 or 10. Get the muscle memory going, right? This bag is a little bit wobbly today. I think it's deformed already, and I can see that swivel. It's not my favorite swivel. Anyhow, so now I like to go from 8 or 10 to 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you notice between shots, right? I bring the hand back to the face, and I like to touch my face with my fist to keep some kind of habit going, right? Otherwise, I'm going to start dropping my hands, and that's a bad habit to have. So 5s. This was maybe 5, switching to 5. And now I go to 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. And from here, I'm going to go to 2s, right? 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. The count I use here is 2 on each hand, right? But I go up to 4 counts. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 on the right, and then 3, 4 on the left. I spend some time here, right? I can mix it up a little bit, go back to a lot in here, add a little bit of speed. But then I go back to 2s for a very important reason. Because right now I'm ready to transition to the next trick, right? The next trick has 2 counts on each hand, but instead of both tricks being curls, now we transition to straight, curl, right? Straight, curl, straight. At least that's the name. That's what I call them. I don't know what you call them or what your boxing coach call them, but I call them straight curl punches. And I try to do a little bit of, rotation. Old school, obviously, you use your feet. We're not gonna mix it up here today. We're just gonna focus on the hands. All right? So straight curl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now from here, I can go back to the first trick, right? 2 and 2, regular curls, 2 and 2. And I like to do that. I like to go back and forth between them once I incorporated the second trick, right? I spend a few time on this trick and then a few time on that trick. I hope my voice is clear with all this dig going on. I don't see any red lights indications in there. 2. Regular, right? And then back to speed it up a little bit, add a little bit of pizzazz to it. And now, what I like to do, I like to introduce my third trick. And I try to do that always on the fly, right? This is the most popular trick. I call it side to side. It's not really side to side for some reason. I don't know why I call it this way. Both hands on the same side, as you can see, right? My shoulder started to burn already. So much for a warm-up, right? So I spent some time here. And then from here, transition back to this hand. My left shoulder is burning already, so I can spend some time on the right, keeping my left arm in that position, give my left shoulder a little bit of break, and then I do the same for the other hand, but maintaining the rhythm, right? I keep going, I don't stop, and then I can mix it up, go back to 4, 4, threes, twos, switching, switching, there's a lot of vibrations coming out from this board. Switching again, back to one hand. See a lot of kids here at the gym, they like to throw one hand and see how fast they can go with it, just one hand. And they always focus on their strong hand, completely ignore the weaker hand, right? Back twos. Switch to this right away instead of going to that straight curl. Twos. Transitioning is the hardest part because the rhythm changes, right? And the motion of the hands change. So you always try to slow yourself down when you transition, right? This way you have a good time and good enough space to catch the bag on the fly, right? Comes with time. As we all know, practice makes perfect. I don't know who said it, but whoever said it, I've practiced a lot. Maybe not a speed bag, but I've practiced a lot. Because practice makes perfect. All right, so now I'm going to introduce another trick, right? From here, I'm going to go to the double. I'm going to pause a little bit and then introduce the double. I'm doing it slow, so you see that I'm using both hands to hit the bag back to back, right? There's no break in there. Tudum, tudum, that's the double, right? So this is trick number 4. And I try to do it only on the right side, but actually let's stay with it for a little bit. Switching. From here, I can go back to, and then doubles, right? I'm doing it slow, so you see the transition. Again. One more time. Right on the rebound. And then I can go back to my old tricks. So far we did 4, right? The last one is a repeat of the double. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do side to side double, right? Side to side. It's pretty cool. Watch this. Left to right. This is a variation. It's a very difficult variation of the doubles. I can move it from right to left or left to right. Very hard. But once you get this, and you can move with it really nice and slow and fast. No, you don't want to go slow with this one. It looks pretty sweet, right? Boom, boom, boom. I use this trick always for resting or resetting. Always go back to it. This is the last stretch. I think this is long enough to give you an idea how to mix it up. And that's it, right? So don't follow a pattern all the time, because then you develop you develop some nasty habits, and you always feel you have to do the same thing all the time. You have to mix it up, right? Boxing is a sport that always mandate that you do not follow patterns, because your opponent can tell and then can trap you and catch you with some nasty shots. And developing patterns on the speed bag is the same thing as developing patterns in shadow boxing or hitting the heavy bag or any sparring technique you do, right? Always keep it updated, always keep it fresh, always get out of your comfort zone. But always start with the warm-up, right? Start slow, maybe 40 seconds, 1 minute of a warm-up when you start, and once you're there, start mixing it up. Try to trick yourself, try to go from different routines. If you feel your hands are constantly going to the same routines, you know you develop a pattern and you want to get out of that. All right, how long do you go? The way I like to train people here, so I like them to spend 10 minutes straight on the bag, no breaks. So there's no 3-1, 3-1 or 2-1, 2-1. It's a straight 10-minute round, no breaks. If they're really dying, they could just drop their hands, catch their breath a little bit, and then come back. Obviously, the higher the bag, the more challenge is going to be on your shoulders, and you're going to develop more stamina. I hope this works. I hope this helps you and inspires you. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them all. Thank you for watching. Ciao.